Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be demonstrating a shampoo, a press, and a trim on my cousin Kiana. So keep watching. So first things first, I'm going in with a smoothing shampoo. This is the first shampoo that I'm going to do. And this is by Monat. I'm actually a market partner, so this is a company I work for. I use it on my hair. I use it on my kids' hair. And so I'm just kind of testing it out on some clients to see how it does for everybody's hair. So once I do that, I'm going to go in with the shampoo and conditioner that's from the Black collection. And this is just to basically get whatever I missed the first time. This is more so going to give it that moisturizing cleanse instead of that clarifying cleanse, and anything that was stripped out the first time is going to get put right back in, and then we just rinse it out. Y'all, look at that scalp. She was like, girl, this felt so good. The shampoo and conditioner from the Black collection, it has like a minty sensation, so her scalp was feeling really nice and really clean. And then I just divided her hair into some sections so I can start to put in the deep conditioner. I actually detangle with my hands. I might go in with a comb once or twice, but I like to use my hands. And this is our deep conditioner, sorry. I'm just working it in. I use gloves because gloves actually give it a nice slip. It's even easier to actually start like working that product into the hair. So shout out to my classmates for putting me onto the gloves. And then I'm just going in with the comb, a wide tooth comb, and I'm starting from the ends, and I'm just gonna detangle, work it in, smooth it, use my fingers again to detangle more. Her ends were a little rough, but she did say that it had been a year since she did a deep condition, y'all, so I knew what I was up against. Now, once I've worked the product into that section really good, detangled it really good, I'm going to go ahead and two-strand that down all the way to the ends. You want to make sure you twist as much as you can all the way to the ends. Even use your finger to work that product because we're trying to get that all over the entire hair strand. And I'm going to continue to do that for the entire head, and then I'll come back when it's done. And also notice that I'm not using a ton of product in these sections. My thing is, number one, these products are not cheap, okay? If you want quality things, you're gonna have to pay a pretty penny for it. So being that these products are not cheap, they also don't require you to use a whole lot. You really just want enough to cover the entire section moderately, okay? So don't be heavy-handed unless you just got it like that, okay? And if you feel like the sections are starting to get dry, like, you know, if you're taking your time and you get to a section that's dry, you can get a spray bottle and spray that section. You want to make sure that you're adding the deep condition on damp hair. You don't want it to be too wet, but you also don't want it to be too dry. So I left it on for 30 minutes. I didn't have her sit under the dryer this time, but the next time, and normally what I do, I would have the client sit under the dryer for about 15 to 30 minutes. And now we're going to just rinse it out. I rinsed the hair in like real cold, not real cold, but more cold than warm. I kind of left it in between, and I just rinsed it out completely, making sure that I'm rubbing the scalp and I'm massaging it in, because product can get left on the scalp and that's not going to make for a good silk press. So you want to be in between the hair, making sure that your nozzle has great pressure, and just rubbing that scalp as you're rinsing it out. So now we have her all rinsed out. Her hair felt so good. It looked beautiful. Her curls was popping. And now we're going to go ahead and go in and blow dry. Originally, she was going to get braids. So I was really prepping her hair for braids. But then once we got kind of farther along and I did this one section and I blow dried her hair, she saw how long her hair was. She was like, oh, well, maybe we should do a silk press. So I'm like, okay, bet we could do a silk press. And the product that I'm spraying on her hair first is the Sebastian Trilliant. It's actually a heat protectant and a leave-in. And then I'm going in with the Monat blowout spray. That's also a deep conditioner, not deep conditioner, but a leave-in conditioner as well. And I'm just going to work that in and blow her out. As you can see, I'm actually like pre-drying her hair before I just go in on completely wet hair. You don't want to blow dry them straight out the water. You want to kind of pre-dry it a little bit and then start at the ends. Make sure it's kind of like, 75% dry, and then take your time and blow dry it from the ends to the roots. And this is where she saw her length and she was like, well, wait, hold on now. Wait a minute. This me? I'm like, that's you, girl. That's you. And she was like, well, if I do a silk press, you're going to trim my ends and do all that? I'm like, I got you, girl. I'm going to do it all. And she was like, all right, cool. This is what we going to do. And we did it. So now that I'm done blow drying her hair, I'm actually going in now and section it off so I can, straighten her hair in the direction that I'm going to have the style going. And you don't really necessarily want to just flat iron any kind of way and then try to go in, because once that hair is pressed that way, it's going to stay that way. And so I'm just going to divide my sections out and separate it so I can start on the back. So I'm starting in small sections and I am going real slow. I'm doing 1.5 passes, but if you want to count me having to go over the ends one more time to make sure that they're like really pressed out, then I've done 2 passes. But I'm moving really slow. So when you guys are doing your silk presses or your flat irons, you want to make sure that you are sectioning really small pieces and you're moving slow, okay? So I've pretty much done the whole back section. It's looking really good, really shiny. I did spray some polish as I was flat ironing the hair, but not too much, just 1 or 2 sprays here and there, and just so it can kind of give it some shine. And I'm gonna continue doing that for the rest of the head, and yeah. So now I am completely done with her whole head. I'm combing out her edges so I can go in and press those out. I don't burn my clients when I do this because you want to pull the hair up from the scalp. You really shouldn't be touching their faces with the flat iron. You really just want to grab the hair, pull it, and just whoop, whoop, whoop. All right, so now we get to the portion of the ends. They looking a little, no, they looking how they looking. They looking how they looking. But that's why my good cuz came to me, because she was like, you know what, whatever needs to get taken off, take it off. So I really didn't get good footage of me actually going through, and trimming the edges. I mean the ends. I kind of just wanted to show you guys a little bit. You can kind of see the hair falling a little. But I did go in and even her out. Any places that I've seen hair that's kind of out of place, I just, clipped those and gave her a nice even cut. Added a little layer. She wanted a little layers, so I gave her that. This is how she's looking. There was a little part that I saw, a little area that needed to be trimmed off, so that's what I'm doing here. I'm just making some touches and just making sure that all the ends are completely gone and everything looks even, nice and uniform. So she did have a section in the front where some hair was really thin, and with her bang, it kind of made her bang a little choppy and not even. So I'm gonna sew in a track. As you saw my braids, I'm gonna sew in a track and sorry y'all, I'm gonna sew in a track and flat iron it so it blends in with her hair, and then trim a little bit, make it blend in really nicely, and then I will come back and we'll finish her out. All right, y'all, and this is her hair. I did just give her some curls at the end, nothing too fancy, nothing too serious. She did want to wear it straight at first, but I'm like, girl, give it a little, it'll fall really nicely once it's set. And she's like, okay, cool. And she was loving it. At this point, we had already been hanging out and the day had went by, and I was like, oh snap, I got to get some after footage before you leave. And here we are. But it came out so good. She loved it. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.